Welcome. Let's call to order the July 16th meeting of the Shakopee City Council. You please take the roll.
Councilmember Delaney. Here. Councilmember Whiting.
Here.
Councilmember Contreras.
Here.
Councilmember Lara.
Here.
Mary Lehman is out tonight, so I'll be presiding. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, members. There's an agenda in front of us. We have a motion to approve the agenda.
Mr.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem, 4D1 will be pulled from the agenda tonight.
One pull. Any other changes to the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as modified.
Is there a second? Motion by Lara, second by Contreras. Any discussion? Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. On to item 4, consent business. Mr. Reynolds, is there any changes to the consent business?
Nothing other than 4D1, sir.
Members?
I'll make a motion to approve as modified.
Motion by Contreras.
Second.
Second by Delaney. No discussion on consent. Any motion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, we're moving right along tonight.
Vice Mayor.
Oh, yeah, we better read that. Mr. Reynolds, would you please read that, and then we'll vote again.
Yes, sir. You don't need to vote again, but for everyone's edification, tonight these are the consent agenda items for July 16th of 2024. 4A1 are the City Council minutes. 4A2 approves a temporary liquor license for the Joe Schlepper Stadium Fund. 4A3 approves a 3.2 on-sale wine and Sunday liquor licenses for Tommy's Malt Shop. 4A4 approves a settlement agreement with RJM. 4A5 is the Minnesota Department of Safety's DWI Traffic Safety Officer Grant application. 4B1 approves a professional engineering consulting pool. 4B2 approves consent improvements with Xcel Energy for the Wood Duck Trail improvements. 4B3 approves a parking restrictions along Hench's Way. 4C1 approves furniture for Fire Station 1 remodel. And 4D2 awards bids for Jackson Commons Park development. And 4E1 is surplus property.
All right, we don't need to vote, and there's no debate on that motion, so we'll move on to, we don't have any business removed, so we're going to go to item 5, any recognition of involved residents. Is there anybody that would like to speak tonight? This is your opportunity to address the council. Anybody like to speak this evening? One more time, if there's anybody who'd like to address the city council tonight, this is your chance. Nobody is approaching, so we'll move on. There is no business. Item 6 removed. Item number 7, Mr. Reinhardt, monthly financial review, please.
Sure. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and council members. Covering the monthly financial review through June, and our second quarter investment report. I will keep the presentation somewhat short since you'll see a lot of me over the next couple of months as we get into the CIP and the budget. But first slide here, this shows the general fund through June, so we're 50% of the way through the year. The 2024 budget column has been adjusted for the budget amendments which were approved by City Council on July 2nd. For revenues, we did receive our first half property tax settlement. So this is kind of a good time to look, especially with it being halfway through the year where we're at preliminary. Total revenues are at 54% of the budget, and expenses were at 48% of the budget. If you look at the bottom line, we're at a positive 1.77 million. So definitely a lot of year left, but at least halfway through the year, we're in a relatively good position. 2 areas on the revenue side that we are seeing ahead of budget targets, that would be building permits and then miscellaneous, which would be our investment income. The one red arrow on the revenue side, which is under budget target, is our intergovernmental revenue. We typically receive a lot of our grants in fall, so it's to be as expected there. On the expenditure side, as I mentioned, we're at 48% of our budget. There were 3 departments that were 10% greater than the budget target to this point in time. The finance department being one of them, we do pay for our assessing contract and our audit services typically at the start of the year. So it ends up being a timing difference, but we expect to be within budget by the end of the year. Planning and development, which includes professional services related to the National Historic Registry. The city did receive a grant of $77,500 from the Minnesota Historical Society that covers a significant portion of that cost. And then for building inspections, similar to the finance department, it's a timing thing. The annual software costs of our building permit software has been paid for the full year, and that's included within the budget. So we anticipate by the end of the year that that'll also be in line. For the second quarter investment report, which I've included the full investment report within your packet. This slide shows the interest earnings through the second quarter in comparison to the previous 4 years. The pinkish line being 2024, we're at about 1.3 million through the end of the second quarter. So considerably higher than we've seen the past 4 years as a result of the higher interest rates. I think it's likely that this will continue to trend upwards for the rest of the year and should surpass any of the 4 years in total by the end of the year. And then the second slide here, also the pink line is 2024. This compares the annual realized gain or loss or market value adjustment of investments for the year. Last year we had a pretty significant adjustment due to the downward shifts in interest rates towards the end of the year. So far in 2024, the rates have been relatively flat in comparison to December of 2023. We currently have a small unrealized gain of about $80,000. We do intend to hold all investments until maturity, so those unrealized gains and losses, you likely won't see them unless we were to sell any of the securities. And we do only make that market value adjustment once a year, but this kind of shows you where we're trending to date. We do, at least the market indicates that interest rates will likely go down by the end of the year. If that were to be the case, you'd see a larger unrealized gain by the end of the year. So with that being said, I can stand for any questions you might have.
Questions of staff?
None.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Reinhardt. No questions? Moving on to item B1, acceptance of a grant. Ms. Anderson, or Mr. Reynolds, you want to start this off tonight?
Yeah, who do we have coming in from Parks to introduce Sue, who is well known by the council for her great generosity. We appreciate Sue and her efforts over the years, and
all right.
Katie will step up to the mic.
Mayor and members of the council, interim mayor and members of the council.
Whatever, yeah.
So I'm Katie Meyer. I'm the aquatics supervisor at Parks and Rec, and tonight we have Sue Westergaard here to present her donation for our women's water safety program for our 6th installment of this class in memory. Award-winning program for women's water safety. Their 6th installment in memory of her mother. So Sue's got something that she would like to share with you all.
Sue, welcome. Remember to pull that mic real close. You've been here, you know the drill. Or that, but it really is difficult to pick up.
Members of the City Council and members of the audience and interim mayor. My name is Sue Westergaard, as you have mentioned, and I'm again here to ask you to accept my donation for the women's water safety class. And this honors my mom, Helen. First of all, I would like to take a moment to thank the city of Shakopee for its continued support of the Shakopee Community Center. My thanks to the staff who've worked really hard this summer to be sure that we have our daily water aerobics classes, as they've had to work around the swim lesson schedule. Thanks to the maintenance team for keeping the center so clean, and to the front desk people who are so welcoming when we enter. And thank you especially to Katie, who continues to support my ideas. I want to share just a couple of little stories about some things that have happened. One of our season 4 students was talking to one of the water aerobics participants about our class. She encouraged her to join that class. Our student explained that she'd passed floating every time she took a swim lesson, but that she'd also had a near-drowning experience. Many of our students share those experiences with us. She decided to sign up for the class. During the first class, we worked on the breaststroke because she'd seen me doing that in the pool, and we verified that she indeed could float. We talked a bit about what to do when you get tired going across the pool, and in her case, she could just roll over and float. At the second class, we continued to work on the breaststroke and worked on the elementary backstroke. We made several trips across the pool, which is 25 yards, 75 feet. She didn't think she could make it that far, but she did. The smile on her face was just ear to ear. The next day, when she and her husband came to water aerobics class, I said to her, "Why don't you hop in the lane and show your husband what you learned last night?" So she swam halfway across the pool with her face in the water, which I don't do usually, flipped over, did the elementary backstroke back to the side of the pool. The smiles on both of their faces were just absolutely ear to ear amazing. Later, I happened to see him alone out in the hallway, and he said, "I am so amazed. I just don't believe what you've accomplished and what my wife is doing." And that's what makes this really cool. 2 weeks ago, we started our 6th session. One of our 5th session class students brought her mom. I spent the class time with them using the daughter as a translator because the mom does not speak English. She's learning to do the back float and was comfortable enough to try a front float. What an accomplishment for her first class. And then this last week I said, well, standing up from a back float's kind of hard. How about we show you how to roll over and stand up from a front float? So we did that, and we worked on the elementary backstroke. I have no idea where she's going to go. She's got 4 more lessons. It's just amazing to watch her and to interact with her and have her daughter interpret for her and both be so proud of each other. My thanks to everyone who makes this program a success: our volunteer teachers, our receptionists, our lifeguards, our participants. Our reward when we do this is when our students become comfortable in the water and accomplish more than they ever dreamed possible. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lara.
So with that said, I'd like to make a motion to accept the $1,500 donation given from Sue Westergaard for the Women's Water Safety Course.
We have a motion by Lara, second by Contreras. Any other discussion? Discussion. I would just like to say thank you for providing water safety and swimming lessons in our community. Minnesota is a land of lakes. Shakopee is a river community. We had flooding conditions this year, not just being able to go out and swim, but being safe around water. One thing I recently found out was folks in Minnesota aren't familiar with rip currents, and they go visit the beaches on the ocean and have no idea what to do when they get into some of these currents. So hopefully as a quick lesson, maybe we can add some of that safety training. There's some safety lessons to learn because we all think we can swim, but just a thought. Any other thoughts? Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, just quickly, thank you again. So it's always, great to see that you keep on giving. You keep on giving and keep supporting this, and we will support you too. And the changes that you are making for these women, that's amazing. So thank you so much for your giving heart. And continuing to see this program to flourish and continue to be so amazing. So thank you. Yeah.
And thank you again, and in the name of your mother, appreciate your donation.
Thank you.
All right, we are on, anything else?
Need to vote.
Oh, we need a vote. We have the motion and second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, our motion passed. Thank
There you
you.
go. Thank you.
All right, now we can move on to the city bill list. Any questions on the city bill list, item 8A?
No questions for me.
No, no questions.
Questions? No questions. Liaison reports. We'll start over here. Why not?
Okay. So today we went to the Scenic Heights Fitness Court opening. That was incredible. I don't know if you didn't go, make sure you check it out. There was a news report on that, which was pretty cool. I didn't think it would turn out the way it did, but it's a great court, great location next to the middle school. I'm sure to get a lot of work, especially football season. They use that area. That was incredible. The other one is 169 Coalition. We had our meeting. We talked over the results of the survey, and we're planning a upcoming workshop to kind of work through the priorities for the different cities and get those prioritized. Yeah, that's it.
Forward to that.
I have a question. So there was supposed to be a battle between the fire department and the police department. Who won?
Do we have any?
Do we have results?
Members that want to
Well,
report?
it's safe to say they're both winners, so let's start from there.
Okay.
But I will say that the police department, and I believe, well, hey, there it is. That someone is out there in the hallway, Cody, who was actually, I would say, the unofficial captain of the team who accepted the big Golden Badge trophy in behalf of the police department. Congratulations, sir, to you and yours. But the fire department did an excellent job as well, and it was a great community event. It's a great facility. We're really looking forward to, and here's the other piece of that. So that park has been traditionally not had a lot of eyes on it. It's a lot of open space. It's also traditionally a place where teenagers go to get in trouble on occasion because there's not a lot of eyes on it. Between this thing and the pickleball courts, especially the pickleball courts, we're going to have lots of eyes on this particular area of the city. And so not only are we providing an incredible space in the middle of the community for athletic activities, but we also are taking care of some of the issues that plagued us in the past when it comes to young teenagers who are looking for things to do.
Get in
So
trouble.
Think of that idea and reactivation, so that's great.
that is exactly right. We've totally reactivated the park.
Why, sorry, I missed that, but what was the name of the trophy? I think I heard on the news report. Does anybody?
Call it Chelsea. Do you remember the big badge, the big golden badge or something like
Badge
that?
of honor? Yeah, well.
I don't know, Cody. What did we talk?
Badge of honor?
The badge of honor. What did we? You remember what the? Come on in here. Talk about your winning team.
Badge of glory.
All right, the golden badge of glory.
That's what
All
it
right.
was. Yes.
Well, we better write that down next time. If it's second or third time, then it's a tradition, so.
Well, it will be.
Thing.
If for no other reason, we had so much fun out there this afternoon. So
I'm sorry.
we're definitely going to do it. And fire is already going to be next week. I hear starting their training program for next year. So.
Oh, my.
Sorry, I missed it.
Remind me, real quick, sorry, remind me again, how many, so is this the second one in the state or there's not very many
It
of
is
them.
the second
It
one
is
in the
the second.
state. They're looking to have 10 in total. We had partnerships with Scott County, with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Who am I forgetting?
Oh, I forgot the name too.
Was that it? I think
No,
that
there's
was.
one more.
National.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, that's right. The National Physical Fitness people.
Oh, presidential campaign thing,
So-
re-energized?
So
yeah.
it was great. We had someone from Blue Cross Blue Shield come in and talk, and we had Jody Brennan, who is used to be a member of this council, who talked on the behalf of the county. And then Angelica was Councilor Contreras was kind enough to give comments on behalf of the city. So it was really a great event overall.
Right by our new garden, I think, too. Isn't that the edible garden space? in that
Yep,
area?
that's where it's at.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Right. Mr. Lara, you had anything to
I-
report?
Nothing to report.
Ms. Contreras?
I have nothing to report other than I was at the fitness court ribbon cutting too today.
All right, I have nothing to report as well, so moving on to item 10. Let's start with other business, item 9. Any other business? Other business?
Not for me.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you to the staff. I know you do the weekly report and you drop it off, and I don't know if anybody ever says thank you, but it's really appreciated. I know it's a lot of pages and probably a little cumbersome work, but people with bad eyes like myself, as you get older, we have to look at paper. I can't look at a screen.
More
So,
screen, yeah.
Thank you for preparing those.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I appreciate that. Any other thoughts?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No other thoughts. I'll make a motion to adjourn to,
We're going to do an administrative report if you have anything,
one?
Mr. Ramos.
No, I was just going to talk about the great event we had this afternoon, but now that's covered, we can move on.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to adjourn to Wednesday, August 7th at 7 PM.
Oh, 7th, yeah, you're right.
A motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Second, and that is a change from Tuesday, August 6th because of the Night to Unite.
Because of Night to Unite, so for everyone out there listening, look at your local neighborhoods. If you don't have a program put together, contact the police department to throw a party. We'll be more than happy to. All of us will be out in the community that particular evening, meeting with the community and talking about things you want to talk about. It's a great opportunity. If you have praises, we always accept praises, but if you have complaints too, let us know what's going on in the community so we know what we can do better. And we'll all be out there
I'm
on
going
Tuesday.
to re-hit that again, so our notes do say we will meet on Tuesday, August 6th, but that's Night to Unite. So we're going to meet the next night, Wednesday, August 7th at 7 PM.
Correct.
That's when we'll be adjourning to. Any other discussion on the motion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.